In this video, I'm going to be talking about why diets fail, because often we start something, we are super excited about it, we have high levels of motivation at first, and then we fall off the wagon and the weight comes back. So say you lose a whole bunch of weight because you tried a crash diet or you had some sort of intervention from your doctor, like Ozempic or a gastric sleeve. You lost a whole bunch of weight and now the weight is coming back. The weight is coming back because you have to do more thorough, complete, and comprehensive lifestyle change. Okay. That is the cold, hard truth. And how you create sustainable lifestyle change is you do it in a way that is not too overwhelming. So I know that a lot of us want immediate gratification. They want immediate results. They want fast results. And some people want these results even without putting in a whole lot of effort into it. People gain weight over time. Therefore, it takes some time to lose some weight. I addressed that in module 1. Why diets fail is because people go from one extreme to the next because we are impatient and we have a hard time with slower results. Sometimes people go to the Atkins diet or extreme keto diet so that they get the fast results, and let's say they lose 10 or 20 pounds, and then they celebrate with a whole bunch of cake and ice cream and the weight comes right back. Sustainable results occur from little changes made over time. So I want you to think about your current eating patterns. So this is where the food journal is going to be coming into handy, is if you you write about what your current eating trends are and just be honest with yourself. So many people will say, oh yeah, I'm eating, under 2,000 calories per day, or yeah, I'm eating 1,500 calories per day, and they're not including all of the snacks that they're eating before dinner, or as they prepare food, they're tasting the food. All of those things add up by quite a bit. So I want you to start by being honest with your current eating style, by keeping a 3-day food journal. So over the next 3 days, write everything that you consume: sugars, drinks, snacks, little bites of things, candies, Altoids. I want you to be really honest with what you're consuming for food. Once you have that pattern established, then you have to decide what it is that you're going to do about it. Because I'm not talking to you in real time, in real person, I'm going to challenge you to think through this. So one of the ways that you can reduce your intake is by doing intermittent fasting. So what I do is I eat for 10 hours and I allow my body to rest from food for 14 hours. This is helpful because I have ulcerative colitis in particular. This is really good for your teeth because you're not grazing all the live long day and getting cavities because you have food matter up against your teeth all the time. It's good for your gut microbiome to do intermittent fasting, and it's good for losing organ fat, belly fat, to do intermittent fasting. You can do a 10-14 where you are not eating for 14 hours a day, you're eating 10 hours a day. You can do a 12-12 where you're eating for 12 hours a day, fasting for 14. You can do an 8-16 where you're eating for 8 hours of the day and fasting for 16 hours of the day. So think about that if it works for you. Obviously, if you're a diabetic, you have to be mindful about your blood sugars. And someone who's a diabetic, I would strongly recommend they do exclusive health coaching because of the risk of going hypoglycemic if you're on a medication regime or you're on insulin. If you're not a diabetic, though, intermittent fasting is a good way to get started. And it's really going to teach you if you have discipline. It's really going to teach you if you just want to do whatever you want whenever you want. And it's gonna show you very fast your ability to follow through on your changes in your eating habits so that you can actually lose weight. So that's one idea, to do intermittent fasting. Um, Most people are going around very hydrated, very dehydrated. And so one of the things that I tell my clients is to increase your water intake. I had talked in another video about how much water. So if you are less than 5 feet, 5 inches, and you're like between 130, 150, then 1.5 to 2 liters of water is good. If you're a larger person, drink more water, unless your doctor has restricted your fluid intake. This is going to help displace your stomach volume so that you can feel less hungry. It's also, the water is also going to be absorbed in the things that you've already consumed. So, eating bread, drinking water is going to help you feel full as opposed to just eating the bread. And I'm going to pause this just for a second. The next tip is getting you to eat more plants. Plants are going to have a higher nutrient density. Plants are going to, in general, have a lower caloric density. They're going to help you set yourself up for success in terms of your weight loss journey. And the next tip is increasing your lean protein intake. So chicken, tofu, low fat cheeses, those have high levels of protein. That's good for you. That's going to help you stay full for longer. So that is why diets fail. Diets fail because people go from one extreme to the next. Another reason why diets fail is because people expect themselves to be different human beings. So they expect themselves to love asparagus when they hate asparagus, rather than building on their strengths. And if it's too extreme in terms of calorie restriction, that's setting you up for binging and overeating in the long term. And then I gave you some tips as to changing your diet in a sustainable way so that you actually achieve your weight loss. And I'll see you in the next module.